Tyson was once a great boxer, but even though he was actually the youngest man ever to win the heavyweight championships, he's mostly known for his crimes and for being a bad boy. When he was 13 he had already been arrested 38 times and the story continues. In 1992 he was sentenced to 6 years in prison for raping Miss Black, Rhode Island. He served 3 years before he was released in 1995. In 2007 Tyson was sentenced to 24 hours in jail, 360 hours community service and 3 years probation for possession of narcotics. Paris Hilton's criminal record keeps growing by the year. The hotel heiress' first big run-in with the police occurred in 2006, when she was arrested and charged with driving under the influence. The next year, she was pulled over for driving with a suspended license. Hilton got pulled over the next month for speeding and driving without her headlights on. Hilton was sentenced to 45 days in jail for violating her probation, but was reassigned to home confinement after just a few days in jail. Hilton got herself in trouble again when she was caught with cocaine on the Las Vegas Strip in 2010, but claimed it wasn't hers and said she thought it was gum. Matthew McConaughey was arrested in 1999 and charged with possession of marijuana and drug paraphernalia after a neighbor made a noise complaint. The police found Matthew dancing naked at his home and claimed that after searching his house, they found illegal substances. The drug charges were eventually dropped, but he pled guilty to the noise offense and paid a $50 fine. Oscar-winning director and actor Mel Gibson has been causing trouble for years. The accomplished actor has a long history of driving under the influence of alcohol and not controlling his temper. In 2010, Gibson was called into question for accusations of domestic violence against his then-girlfriend Oksana. Although Gibson pleaded no contest to the battery charges, his irate phone call recordings are still ingrained in our memories and we can't help but wonder when his next arrest will be. Laura Bush. On the evening of November 6, 1963, future First Lady of the United States Laura Bush Welch was driving with a friend on a rural highway in Midland, Texas when she ran a stop sign and broadsided another car. The driver of the other vehicle, 17-year-old Michael Dutton Douglas, a classmate and friend of Welch's, was killed. Welch, who wasn't reported to be drinking or speeding, wasn't charged and received only minor injuries. 50 Cent was charged with drug possession 9 times in the mid-90s. He was found with marijuana, heroin, and cocaine. He was charged with unlawful possession of a firearm in 2002. He was also charged with 3 counts of assault and battery in 2003, after he jumped into the crowd to attack a man who threw a water bottle at him during a performance. You didn't expect to find this guy on the list, did you? The owner of Microsoft seems to be as little of a bad boy as one can possibly be, but he seems to have been more of a bad boy in his youth. In 1977 he was arrested for driving without a license and not stopping at a stop sign. This wasn't the first time he got arrested though. In 1975 he was arrested for driving without a license and speeding. In 1989 he was arrested for driving drunk, but that charge was reduced later on. This rap artist won the Academy Award and the Grammy Award several times in early 2000s, and he's one of the most famous American rappers worldwide. In 2000, he was charged with assault and having a concealed weapon. He pulled out a gun to threaten someone, and the following day, he assaulted a man that he claimed was kissing his wife. Jay-Z is not only one half of arguably the most beautiful couple ever, but he is also one of the celebrities with unexpected criminal records. In 1999, rapper Jay-Z ended up in the middle of some trouble in a nightclub. The altercation ended up with Jay-Z stabbing a man in the stomach, which he pleaded guilty to, and it landed him 3 years probation. Have you seen Speed and the Matrix movies? If so, I'm sure you enjoyed watching this handsome guy, who received his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2005. Just as so many other celebrities, he's done the mistake to drive under influence of alcohol though. He was arrested for it in 1993. Those of you who have seen him act knows that he's a good actor. Unfortunately, he's also well known by the police. The first arrest came in 1996 when he was arrested for driving drunk and possessing of cocaine, heroin, crack and a Magnum revolver. He was sentenced to the year's probation, but the year after he violated parole and was sentenced 6 months in prison. In 2000 he was at it again, arrested for possessing of cocaine, and in 2001 he was arrested again for being under influence of drugs. This time he wasn't charged though. After that, he has been staying on the right side of the law, at least as far as we know, and let's hope he keeps it that way. In 1989, Will Smith was arrested over an alleged vicious assault which took place in Philadelphia. According to reports, Smith, who at the time of the arrest was 20, was involved in an argument which resulted in a man almost losing sight in one eye. The charges against the 46-year-old actor, which were later dismissed, included aggravated assault, criminal conspiracy, simple assault and recklessly endangering another person. Bill Cosby, the lovable comedian and TV star, faced numerous accusations from women, many of whom were seeking career guidance, who claimed that he drugged and sexually assaulted them. The allegations reach back to the 1970s, with many surfacing in 2014. Cosby denied the allegations and refused to answer questions from reporters on the topic. Among the women who have accused Cosby is supermodel Janice Dickinson. Cosby has not been convicted on any of the accusations, but his reputation has certainly suffered. Both Netflix and NBC postponed or canceled projects with Cosby, and TV Land removed reruns of The Cosby Show from their lineup. Wahlberg had been in trouble 20 to 25 times with the Boston Police Department in his youth. By age 13, Wahlberg had developed an addiction to cocaine and other substances. At 15, civil action was filed against Wahlberg for his involvement in 2 separate incidents of harassing African American children, by throwing rocks and shouting racial epithets. At 16, Wahlberg approached a middle-aged Vietnamese man on the street and, using a large wooden stick, knocked him unconscious while calling him Vietnam fucking shit. That same day Wahlberg also attacked a second Vietnamese man, punching him in the face. He believed he had left his victim permanently blind in one eye. He was charged with attempted murder, but pled guilty to assault and was sentenced to 2 years in prison, of which he served 45 days. Bieber has had several run-ins with the law around the world before his first arrest in 2014, including when he was accused of reckless driving in 2012 and charged in Brazil with vandalism in 2013. One of Bieber's neighbors accused Bieber of throwing eggs at his home and causing thousands of dollars of damage. On January 2014, Bieber was arrested in Miami Beach, on suspicion of driving under the influence, driving with an over 6-month expired license and resisting arrest without violence. On September 2014, Bieber was arrested and charged with assault and dangerous driving near his hometown, and he was labeled as 2014's most annoying celebrity.